Welcome to DPV. I'm Josh, and today we're starting part 2 of the doubler build. We got to break down this MP203 transfer case. Already got the low range box kind of unbolted here, but we got to get this tail shaft housing out. So this is what we're after right here, the low range. So we can put it in front of that 205 that we did earlier. Looks like it's a fairly easy process, but come in here and check it out. So I just got a series of bolts I got to pull around this tail shaft housing, and it has like the differential, because this is a full-time, full-drive case. I got it separated here, but we got to pull this off to get the shift fork out of the way, and then that low range box will come off. Sweet. All right, now we got to drive this roll pin out so this shift fork can come off. Then I believe that whole low range box will come right off. I don't know. I was kind of curious whether this had part-time kit in it or not, but it doesn't look like it. I guess those needle bearings that you're hearing fall out are not needed. You pull this off. There we go. Sweet. All right, got the parts I need from the 203. Here's the low range box. Here's the low gear. This output shaft is going away for this guy. So this came with the doubler kit. We have to replace this cover with that one with the fill hole, because this would normally get the oil from the chain part of the case. So we're going to tear this thing down the whole way so we can get it cleaned up really good. Still half full of oil in there, so I'm going to crack this cover off and hopefully drain it right off the side of my bench. Yeah, and then we just got to scrape away at this sucker, make it look nice and clean. Sweet, that wasn't too bad. Some of these roller bearings I think we actually do need. Sweet. So figure out what seal that is. Oh no! Alright, snap ring time. Alright, while that's kind of soaking, the next thing we got to do is get this shaft out of here, because we don't need this. We need the gear and we need this bearing. So first thing, we got this snap ring here we got to get off, and the gear and the bearing and stuff should slide right off. Here we go. Alrighty, don't need you. Wow, that guy's in there. Watch your eyeballs. Thanks, Ben Barkley, for that one. Okay, don't need you. Sweet deal. All right. I'm gonna re-look at my instructs. Alright, some stuff's already going back together. This bearing here that we just pulled out of this piece goes right here into the doubler adapter. So we'll tap that guy in. And the instruct says it can go in either direction. So we'll just tap that in until it bottoms out, and then we got to get that snap ring in. The instructs do have you putting this vent tube in first. So I'll put that in just in case. Throwing this in there introduces some crap. I don't know if like this did have some a little bit of milling material too that I had to deal with. So this is gonna be so rad. Awesome. Okay. Now, this goes like this, I believe. Here it is. All right, got this all cleaned up. Ran a wire wheel on the outside, make it look good, you know. So we got to get this seal in here, and then got to get this seal replaced. So I'm going to pop this seal out right now. I should probably clean this up a little bit. Alright, so the spring, which you can kind of see in there, that goes towards the MP203. So we're going to go this way. And it's got to be a ½ inch below this gasket surface. I think we're going to use my hub socket here. Tap that guy in there, hopefully. How far is that? Alright, got that seal in there. I just used my caliper. It's got a depth gauge on the end. Make sure that I'm between a ½ and 5/8 an inch down from this surface, and make sure it's obviously square down there. You want it nice and even for it to seal. Got this back in there with the snap ring. So now we got to get this shift fork and stuff all back in there. So I got to source my O-rings for all that. All right, went to the parts store, got some new O-rings, so that's sweet. Gonna lube it up a little bit. You don't want to go in dry. So there's a little lever there. You can see that spring in there. That puts pressure on that shift fork, so it locks into position. You can see those little divots there. So I had to pry that down to get that shift fork to go in there all the way. But now that's in, so that's sweet. Now this piece should be able to slide in. Right on. Well, I forgot that I got this detail again. 15 roller bearings in this here output shaft. Alright, got my gasket on there. Just gonna drop the low range box on top here. I'm gonna do it this way, just in case any of those needle bearings fall out. Jeez, dude. Why is everything gotta be so heavy? All right, it's all installed. Now the final components, just putting this little side cover on. It's got the fill hole since, this 203 normally got its oil from the chain case. So, and get that on there. I'm gonna dab all these bolts with a little bit of silicone because some of those holes go all the way through. So I want them to seal up. And then I think we'll bolt it together temporarily because I want to see it together and I want to get it painted. I'm going to mask off the doubler adapter because you got to have that shiny aluminum under there. But I'm going to be painting it Chevy orange. Alright, well, this is going to be coming back apart, but I want to see it together. It's coming back apart for a couple reasons. One, you got to get Loctite in there. Two, it's easier to put it in the Jeep in pieces, but I have to see what this thing looks like together. So, throw these studs in, get it mated, and then I think I'm going to hang it on the cherry picker to paint it. One of the things I did, and I didn't really verify if this was going to work on my Jeep, so I might have to fab things to make it work. I went with the 2-inch up rotation on the doubler because I wanted to get this thing flat, I wanted things hanging down. I think the front driveline is actually going to be 2 inches longer than what it was before, so it should be good. I know there's a gasket that goes in there, but like I said, I'm taking this back apart. Oh yeah, dude, that is awesome! Sweet, okay. Taped off. I think I'm actually just gonna paint the yokes orange like the rest of it. I was gonna paint them black. I don't know that it really matters that much. I mean, first trip out's gonna be filthy anyway, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should I paint them black? Just paint them orange. Definitely wanted the adapter to be masked off. Masked off the shift rails, masked off this gasket surface between the transmission transfer case, masked off my detent adjustments. So I'm gonna go pick up the kids. That'll allow that paint thinner and stuff to dry, and we'll shoot some orange. First of many painted parts for the old Big Chief. Well, just got done working out. But before I call it a night, I gotta pull this tape off. See how it looks. That nice shiny piece of aluminum in the middle. All right, there it is in all its glory. Oh, I can't wait to bolt this sucker in. It is cool. Right on. I don't know if I mentioned it in the first doubler video, but there's a series of videos on another dude's channel that were incredibly helpful. So if you're going through this process and you need like a detailed step-by-step of especially the MP205, I will link those down below in the description. Go check his channel out. He hasn't posted in like 5 or 6 years, but his transfer case videos are top notch, and I got a lot of help from that guy. So thank you, GebBuilt, for your awesome videos on that. Yeah, oh man. Chief's finally getting the upgrade. I've been wanting to do this for almost 10 years. Quadra-track gone. Bulletproof transfer case going in. Next step of the process, engine and trans. So one step closer to driving this thing. Still got a ton of welding to do. All right, we got merch like these hats. We got t-shirts, link down in the description. Helps out the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.